Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 73 through 74 of Legend of ZhenHuan. Guowang arrives in time to overhear the emperor explaining that sacrificing ZhenHuan to Moge is what is best for the country. ZhenHuan says she understands. She agrees to go, and then Guowang starts going on about how this is the worst decision in the world, the emperor can't sacrifice ZhenHuan for peace. He uses the excuse of ZhenHuan's children, the emperor's reputation, anything he can think of. But for Guowang, who has literally never said a word about politics, it's too far out of left field, and all it does is confirm to the emperor that Guowang cares far too much for ZhenHuan. And then, as if to make it even more obvious, Guowang volunteers to lead the army against Moge. Guowang has avoided politics and war at every given opportunity. Now he's practically begging to be sent out. That seals the deal. So it turns out that all of this was a test for him, and he fell for it completely. The emperor even brings up the paper cutout from the night when Guowang agreed to marry Huanbi. So he's clearly been thinking about this for a while. He tells them that whether or not the rumors are true, ZhenHuan is causing a rift. She will be sent to marry Moge. Guowang is sent away. In private, the emperor has something interesting to say to ZhenHuan. So while this was a test for Guowang, it was a test for her as well. The emperor can handle other men lusting after her, but she had better only have eyes for him. ZhenHuan is placed under house arrest and no one is allowed in to see her. Just a few nights later, the procession is ready to take her to her new husband. Then we cut to Guowang in his military uniform. That's right, he still hasn't given up. Huanbi begs and pleads with him to reconsider. She even tries bad-mouthing ZhenHuan. As if that was ever gonna work. Huanbi does everything she can, reminding him of his mother, his son, but to no avail. Guowang goes off to save ZhenHuan. If only he had listened to Huanbi. This was another test for him. The emperor made sure that everyone thought the procession was taking ZhenHuan to Moge, but in actuality, she's safe and sound in her palace. The next morning, Sigh comes to report, and with that, the emperor's suspicions are confirmed. Some of the consorts and his children beg for leniency for ZhenHuan. Surprisingly, he ends up releasing her from house arrest. It looks like he's decided to place the blame entirely at Guowang's feet. I think he can see that the feelings are mutual, but he has to decide if he wants to lose his brother or his brother and ZhenHuan. And he was kind of looking for an excuse to get rid of Guowang anyway, so... Once Guowang catches up to the procession and doesn't find ZhenHuan, he realizes how royally he screwed up. Rather than return to the capital, Guowang requests that he be left to defend the country's borders as penance for his actions. It's cold, hard living out there, and those positions are usually given as punishment or for people who are exiled. But if he returns to the capital, the emperor will probably kill him anyway, so... The emperor agrees to his request, and we fast forward to 3 years later. Guowang's got a mustache now. Despite the years and the distance between them, these two are no less in love. Guowang has been doing a fantastic job guarding the borders, and all the soldiers love him. All that does is piss the emperor off more though. He orders for Guowang to be brought back to the capital. It's been 3 years, so of course Guowang has learned his lesson now. So, who are we gonna go see now? Your mom? The emperor? Your wife and son? Oh shit. ZhenHuan introduces him to his daughter/niece. Oh, I really feel for them, and I won't pretend I could keep the tears at bay, but oh, come on, surely you know how this looks. Sigh comes to take Guowang to see the emperor. The brothers sit down for a drink. The emperor gets drunk and clearly still has one thing on his mind. But you didn't go and see her after coming back, now did you? Then he just outright asks, Guowang can't give a straight answer.
错，都是臣弟。
The next day, ZhenHuan is called in to see the emperor. He's not in a good mood.
云里归来，你可高兴了？
ZhenHuan quickly says she was happy for her sister, Huanbi, because her husband is finally home. The emperor starts saying he's always had to be wary of his brothers, and he now thinks Guowang will try to take his throne.
国亲王不会。
你又不是他，你怎么知道他的心思？
ZhenHuan says killing Guowang will tarnish the emperor's reputation, and, well, he's got a solution for that. He hands her some poison.
一切朕都安排好了。
He says Guowang is waiting for her in a secluded place and she should go and meet him.
朕等你的好消息。
I am so conflicted about Guowang. He drives me insane. He loves ZhenHuan so much. It's so sweet. I get why he acts the way he does, but why are you so bad at this? If your ultimate goal is to protect ZhenHuan, you have to think long term. You can't be this impulsive. What was your plan after saving ZhenHuan from being sent to Moga? Surely you know the emperor wouldn't just let you bring her back. After bursting in and insisting the emperor shouldn't send ZhenHuan away, their fates were sealed.
若不是你今日贸然闯殿，朕断然不能相信旁人所言，说你二人曾在宫外私会。
The 3 years at the border, I think, was just pushing back the inevitable. This is the second time the emperor has forced a woman into poisoning someone for him, and I hate to say it, but kudos to the emperor for a good set of plans to figure out if Guowang was really in love with ZhenHuan. Not that it would have worked if Guowang wasn't so terrible at seeing through these plots. I'm not ready for this next part. Till next time, thanks for watching.